I'd like to bet that the average World of Warcraft player just borrows a build online, just finds a build that's already made, and then just follows it to a T, and that's how they play their game instead of going through and having the fun, I think, of kind of customizing their class experience. In World of Warcraft, you have to pick a character, you have to pick a race and then a class, which doesn't really have too much to do with how your overall DPS will squeak out. So you're kind of fine to do whatever you want with race class combination. But after that, you have to pick a specialization. So maybe you're a rogue, but you want to go into the subtlety section, which is all about striking from the shadows. Or you want to be assassination, which is all about just single target damage down. Or you want to be an outlaw, which is all about being roguish with a kind of RNG element to it. It's interesting, and I've not played all the classes. I'm mostly new to rogue overall, but I end up having to load up someone else's guide and play the character they've designed. I have an idea for what I want to play in a character, but of course, to get invited to the big leagues, you have to do a certain amount of damage or be a certain amount of helpful, so you need to kind of understand what you're doing. And so I often end up having to watch a class guide for the class I want to play, then taking the build they've made for me, and then I'm kind of spoon-fed everything, and now it's just my job to play the game, which for some people is fun, and for me, it often has been. But this expansion, I would like to be better at my character, and part of it I feel like is making my own build. Even if I end up with the same build as the professionals, then at least I would know why. I doubt highly that I'll end up with the same build, but I want to talk about just the experience. You can watch me attempt to make my own build and then run it against the one that I currently have. I did like a 30-second just DPS check against the dummy, because for me, the coolest thing about playing Rogue is trying to get like a big instant hit of a huge big chunk of numbers and then kind of coast for a little bit. I want my damage spike to look like, up, then down, then up, and then down. Instead of being a flat line of consistent damage, I would rather have big spikes. I think that's a lot more fun. So that's the build I would rather do, over the course of the entire fight, the same DPS as I'm supposed to, whatever it needs to be in the raid tier, 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever. But I'd rather have it come in big waves. I think that's just more fun for me. So what I have here is the spec tree here, and I have a piece of paper and pencil, and I'm going to start writing out and talking about why and trying to figure out the math behind it so that maybe I can enjoy playing the game the way I want to play it instead of having to follow, because everyone that I see always says to go the trickster route, which is kind of interesting and neat, but I like the Deathstalker. I think that's so much cooler for the vibe I want to do. So maybe I just inherently knock off some points, but I'd like to believe that in every card game, there's a non-meta move that's really good if you can figure out how to do it yourself. So let's look at these specs and these things and talk about them and see if I can't figure out a way to make my class deal more damage the way I would rather do it than the way that's written online for a guide. I'm going to have to go through each of these abilities and kind of get a general vibe for what's going on with them, right? So this one, Shiv, I currently don't use this move ever, and maybe it's really, really good. I just don't get when to weave it in, but I'm going to go ahead and for now leave off my list. There's Blind. Okay, well, blind's target, causing it to disorient and wander around. I think good for PvP, maybe going to be good for me, but I kind of need it to start working down the list. But I know Cloak of Shadows provides magic immunity, instantly removing harmful spell effects. The cloak lingers to resist. I didn't actually know that. I really was just using it as like a kind of put it in a section of buttons I call my don't hurt me buttons. Control 1, 2, and 3 are all my evasives except for 1, and I just spam them out whenever I want to not be hurt. I get a heal, I get the cloak, and I get evasion on, and that's usually how I avoid from like getting insta killed by something that's starting to smack me. So I do know I love Shadowrunner. This is very fun for me. This will not improve my DPS, but it's going to be a point. So maybe what I'll do right now is write down fun on the top of my little piece of paper. You can't really see it too well. Fun. And I'll mark down how many points I'm spending just to have a more fun experience. But I love moving faster while in stealth. I hate running around the whole world. Shadow Step is an additional charge, not a DPS one. So maybe I'll call that utility, and I'll call that 1, because I don't think I need Shadow Step. I don't think I need Shadowrunner, but I definitely like Thrill Seeking. So I'm going to put a point in that. So that's going to call utility, and we'll call the ones that are damage related. I'll put a category called damage. So these two seem pretty normal. Then I have the option of choose one, Tricks of the Trade, and redirect all the threat I make to someone else, or enemies have a 30% reduced damage and healing on them 6 seconds after blind or sap's effects end on them. I don't use blind or sap too often, but if blind is here and it reduces their healing, it seems like better for PvP. I don't know many characters that heal themselves in normal, but maybe that does happen more than I think. So I'm going to leave that one alone for now, and we'll probably go up to here and look at what we can get moving down. So Toxic Stiletto, Shiv's energy reduced by 20. I don't really use it, so that's not very helpful to me. But this one, movement, fleet-footed, I want that. So I have to take Blind or Shiv. So if I take Shiv, it attacks with my offhand, dealing extra attack power and physical damage, dispelling all enraged effects, and applying concentrated form of your non-lethal poison. Okay. This one blinds them. So this is more DPS, this is more blind. This one costs no energy. So I'm gonna take blind because it costs no energy, and that's one of my big things. I run out of energy a lot. So let's try to remove that. So we'll call that currently, I'm just gonna write that down as an interrupt is what I'll mark that down as, which I guess that'd be utility. So I'll mark down as a utility, and I will take blind. And then I want to take fleet-footed because I like being faster. So I'm putting that under fun. Increase non-damaging effect of your poisons. I don't really care for the poisons super much, so I'm not really going to double into that. We'll just go ahead and look at this next one, elusiveness or cheat death. Evasion also reduces damage taken by 20%, and feint reduces the area. Okay, and cheat death, fatal attacks to you reduce you to 7% of your maximum health. I think cheat death is preferred because it kind of auto takes care of me, but it's a utility again. My damage has not gone up yet for most of these talents I've picked, but I like it. So we have gouge or airborne irritant. I'm not going to take gouge or airborne irritant because I don't like that it reduces the effect of blind, or I have to be in front of them. I think I need to be behind for daggers to do more damage, I think is how that works. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take deaden nerves, which is utility again. That makes me survive more. So I've not gotten any more damage still. And now I need to pick something else. So I guess I'll take Tricks of the Trade. Increases the target's damage by 15% and redirects all threat you cause to the target member. I didn't realize that it gives them a DPS boost. So I will go ahead and take Tricks of the Trade. It won't make me stronger, doesn't seem like, but it will at least allow me to deal more damage for the team across the board. Increases your agility. That's my primary stat, so I want to take that because I think that's going to be a damage increase. So I'm going to mark that as damage. Improve sprint, reduce the cooldown of it. I love that. I like being faster, so I'm going to call that. I'm going to call that utility, even though it's more my fun running fast thing. I'm going to call it utility because your evasives are always important. Sprint, increase movement speed by additional 30% as 4% duration. Yeah, I'm going to call that fun because I do love that. I just like having the fast speed. Feint has 1 additional charge. Shroud of Concealment, reduced cooldown, or increase the damage of your weapon poisons by 10%. Now there's a straight DPS increase, so I'm going to take that. All right, we're going to take the Master Poisoner because I see that I have the option down here to grab Nimble Fingers, which makes Feint and Crimson Vial reduce, which how I spam out my abilities, I'd like to have the ability to do it for less because energy is my main problem. Then I need Evasion because I need to have something that my dodge chance goes up, which I don't know how dodge works per se, but I know it's like one of my few options for saving myself from dying. Okay, deep cuts. My favorite way to kill is with that secret technique move, so I'm going to take deep cut because it does more damage with that. Increased damage, so that's going to be 2 more for damage. I like this one a lot because it makes my things have a possible critical strike chance. It may be a chance, but if I crit on my finishing move, for me, that's the ultimate feeling. I love that. I think it's very fun. All right, I think I'll take Atrophic Poison because I like doing delves, and that's a utility that'll keep me alive by making them deal less damage. All right, Slice and Dice grants additional attack speed equal to 100% of your haste. That's good. That's a finishing move, I believe, as well, so it does more damage. Okay, I love Shadow Strike, so I'm going to do Improved Ambush because I love using that move. So that's good, 6% more damage. And then I need to spend, it looks like, 3 more points in this tree in order to get some other things. So now I get to go back and find ones that maybe are just passive bonuses. I always prefer taking passive bonuses, so I'll take Graceful Guile for Feint because passive bonuses, they do it themselves, and then I don't have to think too hard about it, and it makes my life easier as a player because I'm just not the greatest at the game. The more things that can happen for me are nice. Now, maybe Rogue's the wrong class for that, but it's how I have fun in the game, so I'm going to do it. A Wound Poison, specifically, this is only for Wound Poison. That feels kind of weird and bad. I don't want to take, maybe I'll take this Airborne Irritant, but it reduces the cooldown, but the duration as well. Well, if I'm using it as an interrupt, maybe that's okay. I'll take it for that reason. I'm doing it as an interrupt, and then I'll take Unbreakable Stride. So that's interrupt, which is utility, and then another utility. And that feels like that's enough for that. So then we're on to our last spot here. We have Danger Sense, 20% chance to partially evade damage dealt to you, reducing its damage dealt by 20%. I like that for staying alive, but I'd rather deal more damage. Lethality, I love doing crits. I really do. So I'm probably going to take that. Slice and Dice heals you for up to 1% of your maximum health per 3 seconds. I like that for healing. Alacrity, haste increased by 1.5, or soothing darkness, you are healed for 30% of your maximum health over 6 seconds after vanishing. I kind of like that a lot because I like to vanish. I think it's fun. And then I get to heal. Haste increase. I don't know how much haste helps me, but it's flat stat always feels like it's a good idea. Let me just check these endings of the rows because I have 10 points left to put out here, and I want to figure out where I kind of want to end. But my goal is to make anything do as much damage as possible. Critically striking with an attack generates a combo point, increases the critical strike chance of your next finishing move by 10%. So that's just flat out damage with the critting on top of it. I'm going to do that. I like that a lot. This one's Thistle Tea. When your energy is reduced by 30, drink a Thistle Tea, which restores 100 energy. I love that because I like to have a lot. I like Vigor because it lets me keep using my moves over and over again. I like Leech a lot. So this is kind of looking nice, but what do we have over here? We have Recuperator, Slice, and Dice heals you. I have Vanish, so I don't need that. But then Supercharger. Damaging finishing moves consume a supercharged combo point to function as if they spent 2 additional combo points. I've seen supercharged combo points that I didn't know what they really were, but now I'm starting to see. But how do I get supercharged combo points? Okay, so it has something to do with activating a certain ability that gives me Shadow Dance is the name of the ability. And I think that is a move. Let me just look up Rogue Shadow Dance. Okay, I'm going to get this one because I know I want this deeper strength where it's like I guarantee doing a little bit more damage. And then I think I want to do this. Boom. So what I did here is I went down and I got this. So haste is increased, so I'll attack faster. Then I get an additional combo point, and my finishing moves now deal 5% more damage, which I love. And then this one says it'll consume a supercharge point to increase it by 1. So it means I'm dealing like, with this, I have 6 or so combo points that I get to attack with. And then it'll treat it like I did 8. So my finishing move should be really big, which is what my favorite thing is. And then if I want to disappear and run away, I have that. So I like this tree a lot. Now, I will compare Deathstalker to Trickster after I finish the rest of this. But let me find out what Fine Weakness is. Your stealth abilities allow you to see the flaws in enemy's defense. Attacks ignore 30% of armor. Awesome, that's damage related. Improved Backstab. I'm trying to avoid using Backstab anymore. I think I just want to stick to using Shadow Strike when I can and Backstab if I have to. It will grant Find Weakness. So I guess that applies it for a little bit of time so that no matter what. But there's some enemies I can't get behind because they're just like bosses that stand in front of you. I know I want Shadow Blaze because this makes me deal a little bit more damage and my combo points double, which is amazing. I know I'm going to go down this. I want premeditation, so I'm going to do that regardless of whether I love it or not. This will help a lot with my AoE, making my shurikens deal extra critical strike chance. Because I'm hitting like 10 people at 50% each. I'll probably hit one of them. And if I gain stealth, I get guaranteed crit on my next one. So I know I never used to use my Shadow Dance when I was attacking mobs, but it looks like I could do that and then just keep spamming out Silent Storm and do that. That seems cool. This makes Shadow Step all around better, so I can move farther and get it back faster, which is good because it's also an evasive to get away. I'm going to do Exhilarating Execution. Finishing moves heal me, which is amazing because that's my favorite thing, is to use my finish moves, besides using the other one. The really Secret Technique, that's my favorite one. I think it's super cool with the new like Shadow Clone Jutsu. Okay, I love Master Shadows because I'm always trying to get energy back, so that's nice. Deal just more damage when Shadow Dance is active? Absolutely. We love that. Movement speed increase and damage taken reduced. No, I want Cloaked in Shadow. I'd rather just get this idea that if I need to get out of something, I use my Vanish and then I gain a shield and regain a lot of my health. Oh, Relentless Shadows. When I use a finishing move, I get damage. That's great. Secret Technique is my favorite move. I'm going to add that. Then I want Secret Stratagem again. Is that the same thing over here? Deeper Stratagem. Okay, cool. I'm going to get that again because I want to have as many combo points available to me as possible. Shadow Finisher makes my finishers better. I love that. Oh, man. See, I love the idea of my clone popping up. So, like, any ability that gives me a clone is really cool to me. It has a chance to create a Shadow Clone that attacks for 50% of the normal damage as shadows. Shadow Dance is 1 additional charge. Yes, that's absolutely necessary. That's, like, my whole thing, I think. Plan Execution because I want to have more crit, right? That'd be the goal. Yes, I want this one. Okay, so this is the same as this one, but this one says do it for Shadow Strike, which I love doing. So I guess if I want to have the most chances at getting a clone, I should take both of these. Shadow Clones deal extra damage. Yes. Cheap Shot creates a Shadow Clone. Cheap Shot, which is... I think that's the eyeball poking one. Ignore more armor. That's amazing. That's good for me. I want Shadow Dance to last longer. My abilities deal more damage. I know I want all of these, right? So that leaves me with 7 points left. 7 points left. Let's look at the bottom and see what I want. Find weakness, increase the damage of finishing moves by 5%. Shadow Dance, increase the damage of finishing moves. Yes. Okay, I love that. And then I take the Rotten, because then when I Shadow Dance, I can deal more damage with my Shadow Strike, which I love doing, so that I can get up to my big secret technique, which is my favorite. I'm going to take these two so that when I start a fight, I have a bigger opening window where I deal more damage. And I have 2 points left. What I'd like to get, maybe I do. Man, I'd love to get that. Is there a way to sneak that into my build? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to swap this one because I don't want to use Shadow Dance just to get crits on a big AoE. I'd rather use it for this. Now time to look at my final thing and see if we can. I think Deathstalker, you get them all, right? We just have to decide on the pick a route ones. But I want to see how it works. That way, hopefully, I can be better. Shadow Strike applies 3 stacks of Deathstalker to the mark unless the Deathstalker mark is already active. When you spend 5 or more combats against the target, you consume application of the Deathstalker mark, dealing 120% of attack power. It's plague damage. Shuriken Storm deals more damage. Great. Auto attacks against marked target deal additional damage. Critical strikes, damage and bonus increase. Deathstalker mark has a 30% chance to immediately be consumed when the stack applies. Deathstalker mark deals 75% of its normal damage to other enemies. Cool, so I can focus on one to do AoE. So maybe that's what that is I can do my single target rotation on one guy to help improve my thing. Maybe that's what that's for. Shadow Blade expires, gain 30% increased shadow damage over 30 seconds. Shadow Dance increases the next Eviscerate and Black Powder. I like that because I do pretty much use, that's the route that I normally go already, so I like that. Deathstalker mark deals damage. Shuriken Storm and Black Powder deal 50% damage while Find Weakness is active, which is a lot of times when I'm fighting, I feel like. Evasion's amazing. And then Darkest Night, when you consume the final Deathstalker's mark to a target, or your target dies, gain 30 energy, and Darkest Night causes your next Eviscerate cast with 5 more combos to critically strike. See, I love that. That's currently what I'm a big fan of. I don't think I'm going to go down the PvP talent tree, but I'm going to go ahead and share this, copy it to clipboard. I'm going to send this over to my other computer, and I'm going to then attempt to use this in-game, and we'll see if I do better than my other one. I know this was kind of a long video of me going through different stats. It may not be the most interesting. I might just do a voiceover, but I want to talk about the fact that I think that it took me about 30 minutes to come up with this. And I think this is more like how I want to play. Now, maybe it doesn't do the damage that everyone wants me to do when I'm in a group. Maybe it's not an AoE monster. Maybe it's a single target god. Maybe it's just trash across the board. I just was trying to give my thoughts on why I think each move is good, why I think each move is bad, how I like to play. My ideal world is I cloak in on somebody, I use Shadow Strike, I get a bunch of points, I then immediately use a bunch of points to activate my little Shadow Dance, my Shadow Strike, and then my big secret technique move, and I hit him for a big old amount of damage. I Shadow Strike him again, and then I use my Eviscerate, and then I Shadow Strike him again, and I Eviscerate on repeat. Those two is kind of what I like to do, and re-upping myself on Shadow Dance whenever I have to. I think that's super cool. Maybe I now weave in Vanishing to try to get my Find Weakness back. I just really think Rogue's cool, and I like this idea of just blowing somebody up, and if I drags on, then so be it. Maybe I do less damage, but I just really like that version of playing the game. And this seems to be, now that I've played it for a while, the version of it that I like. Now, I don't know if Trickster's better, and I could go look at that, but I think I'm going to stick with this for now and see how it plays against that little bot. Maybe if I'll be happy if even just in this one test, I do more damage. So let's see if I was right.